Alright, that should be enough. Alright, I'll bring you back when we get the gearbox off. We're just going to undo these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and somehow this gear linkage comes off, but I can't see how to do that yet, but I'll let you know in a minute. Alright, so all the bolts are undone. Now we just want to separate the gearbox. So, oh, that's not awesome. So we're going to have to investigate to see what the hell's going on here. Alright, I'll bring you back in a minute and we'll see what's going on with all this white stuff. Calcium, salt. I think we might have to take this off to release this, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't think this comes apart, but normally it comes apart from, like, it splits in half here, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe for this one this kind of just holds it down, but anyway, we'll pull this off and we'll see. Alright, so as you can see, somebody, maybe even me, didn't clean the salt water out of it, so it's all turned to absolute muck. But that bolt was the right thing, and I better clean all this off before we get any of this crap into the oil. That's where the gearbox oil is. So okay, so this whole thing now will just lift up and slide all the way up and over. It's a bit hard to do with one hand, so I'll bring you back after I get that off. Alright, we got this separated, and as you can see, the impeller is pretty cactus, and the gasket is also pretty cactus, but not to worry. What I'll do is the same thing I did with the reed valve. I'll clean all this up, clean all the gasket up. I'll put some gasket silicone back on and put the new impeller in and seal it off. No, I might actually try and buy the gasket. I don't know yet. We'll see. We will see. Alright, once again, it's one of those things with the same as the reed valves, you know, how much do you clean? If I keep scratching with the blade, eventually it starts to scratch the surface, so that's good enough for me. I'm going to put some gasket sealer around there. That surface is pretty good. I'll put the impeller in here with the tiniest, absolute tiniest bit of oil. I will reseal, reseat, reseal, bolt it all back in, and then around here there's more calcium, but what I'll do is after I've bolted it back down, I'll give that a hit with some hot water and give it one last bit of a brush. So after all that, we got the wrong size impeller. Far out. I mean, I ordered the right one. It said it was for a 40 horsepower, so back to eBay, I suppose. Alright, what I'm going to do is just put this back on, put the gearbox back in, and bolt it all back up. I'll get the right impeller. Look, it's halfway done. It's cleaned up quite a bit, so not a big deal. At least it's next time I do it, it'll be a lot easier. So I'll put this back on and get some hot water, finish cleaning around there, then I'll bolt it all back up, and we'll come back and get the right impeller and fix it up next time. Okay, the last video you would have seen, I pulled this off to change the impeller, but I had the wrong impeller. So now we've got the water pump kit. We had an issue with the fuse, the tilt trim and the ignition stopped working, so fix that. Alright, so now we'll bang this on and should be good to start, to test. Alright, so that's the old one. Lots of corrosion. Try to clean that up without contaminating the gearbox oil, and we will bang in the new one. Alright, try again. This really need to sort this out. Bit of throttle, just a little bit. Bit more. Bit more. Go again. Nope, doesn't idle. Hang on. I'm sure we can get it to idle. Okay. Okay. Choke on. Okay. Choke off. Idling now. Let's just see how low we can get it. Forward. Neutral. Reverse. Alright, next time you see it, we'll be on the water, finally. Alright, Scotty the Scavenger here with a final video on the Mercury XR 40 horsepower. It's pumping water, Seems to be idling okay. Going to adjust that a little bit on the water. Just waiting for the dog. Alright, we're going to take off soon. And then we'll get to see the first time on water with the $2,200 boat or whatever it works out to be. I'll let you know. Smile. She's rough. First ride on Scotty the Scavenger's boat. Me hearties. Scotty the Scavenger's back. We got happy people. Not a single other boat out on the water. Nobody's stupid enough. It's a little bit wet. Miriam's given up. She didn't want to make it to Point Sturt over there. She didn't have the power, didn't have the stamina. Tilly's terrified. So we're heading back. But the motor is still going strong. Haven't had a chance to test it at full throttle yet, but we'll do that next time. Alright. Bad news. As you can see, the leg is off the outboard. We're at a caravan park and we took this beast out. It was running alright. We could still hear that noise, which you probably heard in the previous videos, which I thought was the flywheel, but turns out it's actually coming from in the crankcase. So what I've got to do is pull the power head off, which is going to be fun. We've got our engine hoist up there. Got our ratchet strap, so we're going to use that on the tree, pull the motor up. I'm going to split the case and hopefully it's just the bearing. Because as you can see, it still turns, it's still got compression, but see, it's alright there, it's alright there, it's alright there, then it gets to the third. It's not necessarily on a particular stroke, it's just there's some resistance. When it's running you can really hear it down here, and I felt down here, and there's some massive vibrations actually. It's just grease, or is it a melted gasket? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if you can pull engines in caravan parks, but we're going to try. So yeah, so the carbies are all cleaned up. It's fine. The leg's fine. You know, this is just like a bit of sulfur, but this is all working good. It's pumping water and all that. Gears work forward, reverse. It's a bit disappointing. All right. First thing I'm going to do is try to get this off, bush mechanic style. So to get this off bush mechanic style without a puller, you're meant to get a pry bar under here and smack it with a hammer. All right, let's try that. We'll see what happens. All right, so we got it off. did get it off, and tried it myself with the screwdriver. Just under here, pushing it up, and smacked it with a hammer. Didn't work, so I got my partner on the other side to just even out the pressure. Smack it with the hammer, and yeah, came off. So don't go buy a puller, just get your missus out and you'll be able to get it off. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is just take this off. I'm not going to pull everything off yet. I'm just going to take all these bolts off, and then I'm going to hook up the ratchet strap and give it a little bit of a lift, and then just see what needs to get taken off. Like all the hoses, all these linkages, but I'm not going to pull everything off. I'm not going to take stuff off that doesn't need to come off. Alright, I'll keep going and I'll bring you back soon. Alright, we've got our very crude engine hoist hooked up in the tree. I've got a way bigger ratchet strap. I've got this one 500 kilo, I've got another 2-ton one, but this is 200 kilos, this is about 50 kilos, so let's crank on this a bit and we'll see what happens. Alright, voila, she's off. As you can see, that gasket, power head gasket, that is going to need to get replaced. That's alright, we'll clean that up later, we'll order that part. You can see in here, here, there's like pieces of impeller. So that's what happens. Your impeller, when it starts to, when you run it without water, it'll get sucked up into here. And I actually found one piece in the up here in this tube here. So anyway, it was pretty easy. It's only taken an hour or so. So we're still connected by the battery. Everything else is now we've got the tilt trim. I don't know. We got a few things. We got just some electrical still connected. So I'll pop this, see what I can get off, and keep on cruising. Alright, now we've got everything totally disconnected, I think. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna get this out the way. We're gonna drop this down onto the head side because I don't want the pistons to come out of the bores necessarily. I've never split a crankcase before, so if I can keep them in there, that's what I want to do. I just want to have a look at the crank and see what's going on down here, what's causing that resistance. So I'll move the boat forward, we'll get the workbench underneath here, and we'll split it in half and we'll see what happens, see what the damage is. Well, we might have dodged a bullet here. I might not have to split the case because have a look at this. Look at this. That is on the oil pump, and that's what's stopping it. That's what's causing the resistance. What the hell? How does that even happen? So we'll get that out of there, clean all that up, we'll get a new gasket, and we might finally be good to go. Whoa, hang on. There's also a giant hole there. Have a look at that. See that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Alright, so I also found these little bits of what I think is bearing. Now this was damaged, but there's no teeth missing. So whatever that was in there, there's only just that tiny bit missing there. And then these things that look like they're out of a bearing. So you can see where it's been. Where's my screwdriver? You can see where it's been grinding away. Down here there's a bit of damage. So I'm hoping. And now when I turn it, oh shit, hang on. When I turn it, I can hear. Can you hear that? There's bits of. You can hear bits of metal in there. See, more bits of bearing spinning around. So we are going to have to split the crank. Spewing. All right, let's go. We'll see. Keep going and see what we find. Alright, give me a minute, we'll get this off. Alright, what do we got? We got this. No, you can't see it now. Got this. Is missing all of this little bit in here. There's nothing there. This is just flapping around. And this bearing, see, it's missing half its rollers. And this piston looks, I wouldn't say it's totally destroyed, but it's definitely missing some bits. Anyway, I'm going to try to get this circlip off so I can take this bearing off. Fun. Alright, so the piston is rooted. Look at that. Fucking you beauty. You beauty. So this bearing, I don't know whether this failed. I guess this failed. And then it's got into here. then it got into there. Now, you can't really see, but it doesn't really even look scored to me. So, see if I can get a conrod. I don't know, man. Do these things come as one whole piece? Two bearings there. Two bearings, one bearing. Maybe we can get this whole piece and that and the gasket. The gasket for here. I don't know, I think it's repairable. Like, it doesn't look too bad down there, it doesn't look anything crazy. It's been hammering away in there, but nothing seems like it really got stuck. I reckon it might be alright. Not alright, but repairable. So I'm going to see if I can get this part, this and this, one of these, the gasket, clean all this out, put it all back together, and pray. Or buy a new motor. I don't know. We'll see. You know, we are in a caravan park, so it's not that easy. Fuck. When you're scavenging stuff, you know, maybe it's not always best to buy the cheapest motor you can find, you know. So, so it was always that bearing, and then probably running it for 10, 20 k's the other day obviously didn't help it, but you know, there's some scoring here. I don't think that really matters as long as the shaft clears. Might be alright. Look, if I can get it cheap, I'll give it a crack. Alright, I'll do some research and I'll come back. Alright guys, here's an update on the boat. We gave up on it. We got a new boat. $1,750 plus a Waco fridge. And we traded the fridge at $1,750 for this. It's got a 40 customer value, 2-cylinder Yamaha on it. Runs, no knock. Actually checked it properly this time. And the Mercury is over here. It's all bagged up, the parts. We got the gearbox over here. We ended up with an extra trailer. This boat came with a trailer, and we got that to sell. So hopefully we can get $1,000. I don't know. Go with maybe 500,000, whatever someone will give us. So we've ended up with the extra trailer. So it would have cost $1,000 to just get the parts for the Mercury. And here's the block. It's currently being used as a tent peg because it's bloody windy. So I don't know. Have a look at that. I reckon we're onto a winner now, surely. I think we're going to be fine now. We've got everything we need. We've got the boat, we've got the scooter, we've got the van, we've got an extra trailer we don't need, but we're going to sell that. Alright, I've got to get this trailer off, put this trailer back on, and then go get the other hull, which is down at the beach there, the old one with the busted Mercury on it. We're going to get everything out of that, put it onto this. The bimini, the solar panel, the battery will have 2 fuel tanks, and all that. So bear with me, I'll get all this done. We'll get some photos of this, get it up online for sale, and I'll get you updated on if this new boat is a winner or not. All right, I'll be back.